Samantha Smith is your typical 14-year-old. She loves talking on her cell phone, playing on the computer, dancing, walking her dog, and cheerleading.
Samantha's been diagnosed as having both sensory and auditory processing disorders. The auditory processing disorder means that when someone's talking to her, sometimes she doesn't understand the full sentence. She may get bits and pieces of what's being said to her. Also, if there are background noises, such as in a classroom, it's hard for her to concentrate and hear everything that's being said. And she also has some problems with discrimination, where if you say a sentence that has the word cat in it, she might hear it as bat. And as you might imagine, that makes it a little bit difficult to have conversations and normal communication. Her sensory processing requires her to wear very soft clothing. She's very sensitive to smells, sights, things that touch her skin. The first thing I think we noticed is that we would talk to her and she wouldn't answer. It was like she couldn't hear us or couldn't understand us, and we soon learned that it was because she had her back to us. If she was looking straight at us, then she would be able to read our lips. We could tell that she was trying to read our lips. So we started by going to a place in Cape and having them check her hearing, which they ended up saying was fine, but she just wasn't processing the actual words. And the sensory problems she's probably had since birth. She's always had a trouble with socks, the line across the socks, or the shoe laces that flap, things of that nature that caused us to start really being concerned. And then we had her evaluated. And like most parents, when you find out that your child has some difficulties, you kind of go through stages of being upset, and then you get right to work at figuring out what to do. And it wasn't long until we discovered the center here, and they have just been phenomenal. I just can't say enough good things about them.
We come once a week. It's on Mondays. She's excited every day she comes. She's ready to see us, Molly especially.
Molly is so much like her friend, so that's one of the reasons Samantha looks forward to coming on Mondays to talk with Molly, because again, kids are so mean, and there are only just a few kids maybe that are willing to take that step out there and be their friend and talk with them. And so they're kind of limited, and they spend so much time with these therapists. They become their friends, they become their family. And Molly is she's so kind-hearted, and she says she enjoys Samantha's laugh, and I know Samantha enjoys hers just as much. This center has been a blessing to us to be so close to home. Before we got to come here, we did have to go to Cape for therapy, and she was actually receiving speech here, but there was a waiting list for occupational therapy. So we actually drove from Charleston to Sykeston once a week for speech, and from Charleston to Cape once a week for occupational therapy. And our insurance will pay for most of our speech, but on the occupational therapy, they will only pay for 6 visits a year. And as you can imagine, that gets extremely expensive, not only getting there with the higher gas prices, but also just the out-of-pocket expense. So we were just thrilled whenever we got moved up on the waiting list and got to come here for occupational therapy, and we've been doing that for about 2 years now, and it has just been a lifesaver. I just don't know what we'd do without it. Make that pledge. No matter how small you think that pledge is, it will help. This center doesn't turn anyone away because of financial worry. They don't turn anyone away on the level of disability. There are such a range of disabilities from mild to very severe, and the center helps all of those. And it is such a blessing to so many families like ours to know that we have a place to bring our kids to get them better. And I mean, Samantha's an excellent example. We just found out this week that she no longer needs speech therapy. So we are just thrilled beyond belief. Her communication skills have increased so greatly, and we are just so thankful for the center. So make that pledge.
The Kenny Rogers Children's Center, making a difference in the lives of children with special needs.